Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our One Young World founders, Kate Robertson and David Jones.
So how was the bridge party? It was good? Apparently it didn't even rain as well, which is amazing. So listen, welcome to all of you, to new delegates, to returning ambassadors. I think the event last night was really exciting and kind of set the stage for what we hope will be 3 terrific days. I was at a breakfast a couple of years ago at Davos with President Clinton. He's probably told a few fewer people about this than I have. But he said something very interesting. He looked up at one point, and I was with a group of young global leaders, and he sort of said, you know, I hate you all. And I said, he said, because everywhere I went around the world, I was always the youngest person in the room. And then one day I woke up, and I was actually the oldest person in the room. And I just thought it was it's an interesting comment, and then connecting that to you guys, because today you're the youngest people in the room and the youngest people in most of the rooms you're in. Quite quickly, you're going to be where he is. And I think...
No, I'm the oldest person in the room.
I think, if you look at what he has managed to do and achieve in his life and the amazing contribution he's made to the world, I think time will pass quicker than you think it can. So make sure you really do stuff and really do stuff fast. And also, as you've seen from some of the fantastic examples of councillors that, whose stories we've told, you can do amazing things already. So go out there and do unbelievable stuff. And I guess that's our only key message is, please use the platform that One Young World gives you to make a real difference and to drive massive change. So we've got some fantastic days ahead. We have plenary sessions. They're going to be focused on the issues that you wanted to talk about and the issues that you most care about. So you guys have designed the agenda, not us. You'll make some fantastic connections. I mean, we saw the 183 flags coming up on stage from an unbelievably diverse range of countries around the world. And we hope you will leave energized by the new friends you've met, but also with connections to actually link. And I thought, in Bob's speech, he talked phenomenally well about how you can actually connect the world and be global when politics today is still remaining very local. So the summit is a great event, but it's an event as part of a process. And so only part of what happens here. The majority of what happens actually happens through the work you're doing between the summits. And we'll hear from the returning ambassadors about a lot of the things that have been going on since last year. So Kate, do you want to...
Yeah. Okay, so as David was saying, the agenda for the next 3 days has essentially been entirely designed by you. Certainly started off by the ambassadors from 2011 and carried on throughout the last few months to make sure, as David says, that it's your agenda. So first thing we did is we polled the ambassadors from last year to ask them about what the topics of the plenary should be. Then we had an in-depth survey around each subject to understand which aspects were most important. We worked with ambassadors around the world to create the pledges. Important that you understand that, because at the end of each plenary session, those of you who are new delegates, which is most of you, at the end of each plenary session, you will be voting on those pledges. And when you vote on a pledge, that's your signal to one another that that's something you're going to support and something you believe in and that you're going to do. If you don't like it and you think it's a pledge that you shouldn't support, then you don't vote for it. So this comes from you. It's not coming from us. Very important. And the pledges will be explained as we go through the sessions. In addition to the plenary sessions, there are special sessions and speaker sessions. And also, in addition to that, and you know this because you've been signing up for them for the last few weeks, you've got breakout sessions later on today and then more of them tomorrow. So it's a very, very busy few days for you. You'll see from the agenda, which you'll have seen online, it's absolutely wall-to-wall packed. So The event team have arranged for you to have water and snacks very nearby. If you really need to go to the loo, dash out and do that. What we can't do is make enormous refreshment breaks simply because to get you all out, go to the loo, get something to eat, come back again, takes too long a time. So it's very intense, but we've tried to pack in everything that you said was important to you. And one other thing, there is a legal drinking age in Pennsylvania, okay, and that is 21. Now, those of you who are over 21, it does mean if you want to go to a bar or a restaurant and buy a drink, that's fine. Please understand, it is the law. You have to provide identification, and if you are underage, someone else can't buy you a drink and give you a drink. It's a very good law, so please respect those laws as you would in any country, okay?
I think one of the other things, we're delighted about to have some of the key voices and founders of the whole social media and digital world taking part as counselors. So Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter and Square, Pete Cashmore from Mashable. You'll be hearing from Arianna Huffington by video because unfortunately she's having a hip operation so can't be here. Jimmy Wales from Wikipedia. And I think what we want you to do is use the power of social media to really make this event and what you're trying to do through One Young World have a much greater voice. But I think it's also important, I think I said yesterday, if every person speaks for 2 to 3 minutes, we'll be here for 7 days non-stop. So it physically will not be possible to give everybody the time we want, but everyone can have that voice through Twitter. So there is a hashtag OYW, which is the sort of official hashtag of One Young World. Please use that. But also when it comes to speaking, if we kind of have a rule which is, try and speak in 140 characters. So work out what the tweet would be and make that your question. It'll just give everybody more time to actually be speaking and talking.
Okay, so now we've got to test the handsets. Have you all got handsets? Everybody got a handset. Anybody hasn't got? Yeah? We need you all to have those. So we're just going to test them so that we can see how they work. So a chart, I think a slide is coming up with a number for the region. And we're going to ask you the question, where in the world are you from? And then you press the number that corresponds to the area that you're from. So please, will you vote now?
We'll quickly check whether this is right or not.
That's really good because actually that means from Asia we're at about 20%, which is the highest we've been for Asia. So go Asia, yay! Okay, so now we're going to do another test question. So later on this morning you're going to hear from Jamie Oliver, and he wants to hear your perspective on your generation's life expectancy. So, what is your life expectancy? And here you press the number on the handset that corresponds with the age range you think you are going to live to. Not other people in your country, not your country's age expectancy, you. So, you vote now, guys.
Under 30, the optimists in the room.
And me, I'm a 9. Okay, Davey?
Yes, so next we're going to ask a special question which the Wall Street Journal has asked us to ask you. And they'll be doing something with this. And the question is, you can see the question, which US presidential candidate do you prefer? We didn't ask this one last night. So this time the answer's not going to come up on screen because they're actually going to publish it in the Wall Street Journal. So you're not going to know the answer.
Get it right, guys. Get it right.
They're not going to know. You're not going to know the answer until you read the Wall Street Journal on Sunday. So we await with interest. So if you would, ready to vote? So we have no answer. Read on Sunday. Okay, so now to open...